All
Got a
right.
notepad.
Here we are back again on the Greyhorn Pagans Podcast with a new guest. I mean, you jumped in on one that I did with Firefay the other day, but this is our first
Uh,
one-on-one actually. So, dude, thanks for joining.
of course.
It's good to do a one-on-one. I mean, we've been talking a lot in different groups, two of which now defunct. We'll not. Yeah, well, we'll not
For
go.
me, one. Just one.
Wow, you're still
That was
welcome.
my first group. Yeah, that was my first group.
Oh, you're still welcome in the other. Wow. Okay.
Wait, which one?
Both, because I believe
Oh, no.
both Gods on the Spectrum and Unchained are now
I was
defunct.
never on Unchained.
You were never? What? Okay.
I'm not allowed there.
Oh shit, dude, what did you do?
I'm just me. No, I never got an invite, and it was better off, I guess.
Yeah.
You know, I was even kicked out of the church.
Yeah, the Unchained.
Well, because there was a church on Sundays.
Yeah. Well.
So I joined like one day, it was fine, and the second day it was another host, and then I couldn't even join. I did give it the benefit of the doubt because it was towards the end of the session, right? So okay,
Yeah.
Yost and I were speaking like, oh, maybe because we're logging off soon. Okay, but now after seeing all this, it's like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
it's just weird how people will just reject someone based on actually don't even know them.
Yeah. I mean, I got into those groups via Yost, of course. Like, he seems to be the main man to like get everyone in for some reason. I guess that's, part of his vampire skills. But like, yeah, Gods on the Spectrum, it was cool. Snake made a lot of promises. But then Unchained Church, Unchained Legion, Unchained something, they changed names so much. And it was like, that felt like the big leagues. And then all of a sudden it's like, hey, what happened? Like, I couldn't find the Gods on the Spectrum group anymore. I messaged Snake like, hey bro, what happened? I'm still to this day waiting for an answer. Never got one. And then it got kicked out of the Unchained as well. And it's probably because we're independent thinkers and we don't like to, follow other people.
Hey, wasn't that the whole point of that group? To
Supposedly, yeah.
free thinkers? I'm not even gonna entertain how people think.
No.
It's none of my business.
No, you shouldn't. And
Nah.
you're doing your own thing now. I mean, like, we completely skipped the introduction, like we
Yeah,
just went into it right away. But I mean,
I don't do intros myself because I don't want to narrate how people should see the guests. I want the guests to reveal who they are.
yeah, I know, of course, but they got to have like some idea of like who you are, what do you do,
Okay.
where can
Sure.
the people just basic
Yeah,
your Tinder bio, or Grinder.
sure.
I guess.
I don't know what that is.
Good.
I haven't had a dating app since maybe almost close to 20 years. Anyways,
There were dating apps 20 years ago?
shut up.
Dude, I was 13. Like, come on.
See, there are dinosaurs. I do exist.
Don't let the mainstream media fool you, people. Or no,
Yeah.
alternative media, that is, even. Like, dinosaurs do exist. Oh, that's the first. Ladies and gentlemen, the first on the Greyhorn Pagans
My
Podcast.
first dinosaur.
Real life living dinosaur.
No, yeah, I'm Milton. I'm from LA. That's it. No, I did my podcast, Life is a Dream, Death is an Awakening. I know it's a weird title, but because I have that tattooed on me, I'm ahead of the
Really?
game.
Cool.
Yeah. That's why I named it that because, I was friends with other podcasters, and then they're like, "Oh, we should get these tattoos based on a podcast." And I'm like, "You're not gonna do that. No one really does that." So because I have this tattoo, I'm like, "Wait, that's gonna be the title." It's in Spanish backwards, so it's in a mirror. La vida es un sueño, la muerte es un despertar. Yep. So life is a dream, death is an awakening. I always loved that, and going through my spiritual journey, I'm like, yeah, I think you have to kill something in you to come up with new ideas, or kill a thought even.
Yeah.
That's just
That's the age-old self-sacrifice part,
yes,
You see that in
Yes.
so many religions or spiritual paths. It's self-sacrifice. You have to sacrifice something of yourself to like kill the old to make room for the new. Like Wotan
Yes.
did it. He sacrificed so much and did so much little nasty shit as well.
Hmm.
But now he is the wisest and most powerful of all the gods. He sacrificed himself to himself, hung on a windswept tree for 9 days and 9 nights, as so too, or no, because he did that, he managed to discover the magic of the runes. And that's, a very powerful form of magic, especially here in Northern Europe.
Is that what reincarnation is, you think? Yourself?
God, big questions right away. I don't know. I never thought about like what reincarnation is or how
Mm.
it works. I've heard several theories about it. The one that I think is the most peculiar to think about is that you know how they say that when you die, like you see a bright light, like the light at
Sure.
the end of the tunnel. There are people who say that like light that you see is you being
Mm.
reborn, coming out of a new mother's womb, if you will. Like that is the first light you see, which would kind of mean that like reincarnation is instantaneous. I'm not too sure about that. I have a brother on the other side of the veil, unfortunately. And I know that he is still around. He hasn't,
Mm.
passed on, if you will. I don't know. Like
Explain, because
reincarnation, a lot of people will say, I believe that's more of a new age way of thinking, that
is it?
you're, well, no, reincarnation is ancient.
Mm.
Many religions and spiritual paths believe in the existence of reincarnation, but that our souls make a choice. Like that,
Hmm.
the life that you live is chosen beforehand, and that your soul, your essence, your life energy makes the choice to live that life before reincarnating in this physical body so that you can learn all the lessons that you are supposed to learn because you haven't learned
Sure.
those in a previous life or something. I don't know. There are many theories. I don't know which one
For
is right.
sure. I said this just now in the group. I think truth is between you and God. Everything else is speculation and philosophy. Like you could think
Mm,
of what could be. Let's say we go in a room, us two, and one of us sees God. You're never gonna know. Well, let's say I do. You're not gonna know, right? You're just gonna you believe me or you don't.
yeah,
So it's between me and God. Like, and I think I'm not supposed to tell people because again, that's between me and God. People are not gonna believe me, and then eventually it could be viral, right? Oh yeah, I
mm,
talked to God. I think that loses its purpose because it's between us. It's not supposed to be between the whole world or even a third person.
okay.
Because how will you know? You all you have to do is trust me, right? You can just go by what I'm telling you.
Just trust
Unless you
me,
know.
bro.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just trust the science.
Oh God, please. No, never again. Oh, that's a good one. Actually,
Yeah.
like so in your view, the divine, if you will, let's take it very broadly,
Hmm.
the divine is a personal experience? Or like would you say that, God, I have multiple of course, but that God is the
Well,
same God for everyone.
right. The source, right, where everything comes from.
Sure.
Because going back to the light that you said when someone has life near death experience, NDE, I saw that light when I discovered God and I didn't die. I'm still here.
You sure?
Maybe I'm dead inside, but that's what it's so embarrassing now when I discovered how the flat earth, you know? But it wasn't even that. It was the fact that I discovered the antithesis of the truth, right? The globe model. I fell for like the opposition of that, which is the
Hmm.
flat earth. I'm like, oh shit, I can't believe this is the truth. But it wasn't even that. It's the in between both. Like the fact that I knew how mind control works. If they make me think that there's a globe, they can make me think anything.
They can make you believe it's flat.
Yes, and they did. But then again, I was like, wait, why am I falling for this antithesis? That doesn't mean it's true. It's a new discovery for me, yes,
Yeah.
but it doesn't make it so. It doesn't mean it's truth. And that's when I was started reading the Bible too. I was like, wait, you're still telling me what to think. I'm reading something, and that's playing with my mind.
Yeah.
So it's no different.
I mean, that's why you have to be very careful when, you know, reading and thinking about these things, because there are so many people who are stuck in one particular kind of belief, like one way of thinking that for them is the absolute and ultimate truth. And that may be the case for them. And it's something that I got in with Matt and DM Blackwall on the live stream that we did.
Yes.
Like, there is no such thing really as absolute truth. Like, there are some things that are set in stone, because like what Matt was arguing is that because of certain events that are like very bad in nature, you know, he grew because of it, so he was better off afterwards. So for him, they were good. So therefore, it's a good experience. And myself and Todd, I'm like, well, we try to argue that, okay, that may be the case for you, but just because you were better off for it doesn't mean that it was a good experience. Like, it's still fucking bad. No, you know, but, you know, subjectively, personally, it was good. Like, what can be good for you can be bad for me, and vice versa. And it's like, no, there is still such a thing as like ultimate bad, ultimate good. Or other way around, I guess.
I think a lot of people take things personally because it happened to me, therefore it is.
Yeah.
For example, COVID, you know, I think we all, most of us agree that it was an agenda behind it to make money, to get rid of people, whatever. It's not, it wasn't just a virus that came out of nowhere.
It was much, much more than that if there was a virus at all.
Right. So I'm still trying to wake people up from that in my circle, because there's people that are therapists around me, and they just believe in they believe what they're told, right? And because I got COVID, I almost died from COVID. I could easily say, see, it is true. I almost died from it. Therefore, it's true. But I have to step back and say, look, I'm just like the 1%.
Yeah.
So I could easily take it personally, make it about me. See, it did happen. I was a victim to it. Therefore, it's true what they're telling us. No. So I think a lot of people take things personally, even communism. I still don't know much about that topic, but it's always some people kill something, right?
Killed about 90 million people. So you could say it's a pretty
but
bad thing.
they say they say the same thing about COVID
and World War II, although the number is a bit lower.
But see, that's my thing. I feel alone because, like you just said, well, yeah, they killed 90,000 people, 90 million. You said
90 mil. Yeah.
We will never know. Like that. That's why I'm saying history repeats itself. They're doing the same thing.
Yeah. Okay. I mean,
same thing, Stein. That's why I'm so and that's why I don't like history. I don't. It doesn't matter what happened because I will never know. I'm not gonna fall for that. I'm seeing it in front of my eyes. Why am I gonna believe a book or an article? Even someone sent a video about a certain group of people that are evil. Okay, great presentation, but that's not. Anybody can put a video together and try to push a narrative.
Especially with the rise of generative AI.
Exactly.
Things can very, very easily be manipulated and fabricated.
Well, see, it's happening in front of our eyes, so why can't we question past events?
The Greyhorn Pagans Podcast is proudly sponsored by Shop Reclaim Repurpose and their Nefatafel set. That is Viking chess. a centuries-old two-player strategy game that is easy to learn but rich with complexity. The defending player aims to escape the corner with their king, while the attacking player aims to capture the king. Hnefatafel is about outwitting your opponent and making strategic decisions based on the board's ever-changing conditions. This portable version of Hnefatafel, or Tafel for short, is perfect for history buffs, Viking enthusiasts, or anyone looking for a unique and challenging board game that can be taken on the go. Perfect for the upcoming holidays, of course. And with my code seen on screen now, which will also be in the description box down below, of course, you can get 10% off your purchase on one or more, of course, Tafel sets. Simply go to his website, shop reclaimrepurpose.etsy.com. Use coupon SteinfoxTafel for 10% off your entire purchase. Again, coupon code SteinfoxTafel, or go to the link shown on screen for 10% off. Thank you so much for Shop Reclaim Repurpose for sponsoring us. It means the world. Now let's get back into the show, shall we?
Because you're not supposed to. That's the whole reason. It's set in stone. This happened, this, and this, and that's it.
See, but even just now, you just said, well, yeah, 90 people died because of communism.
Oh God. According
See?
to...
Okay, exactly.
True. I mean, who knows if that is the actual number? I mean, that is the number that we have been given in the history books. Then again, history is always written by the victor, so and every history book ever has been twisted to fit some kind of narrative, whether it be a group narrative, a personal narrative, a political narrative. The actual history, I'll agree with you. Actual history, what actually happened, we'll never know. We have accounts from different people what happened, but he will say it happened this way, he will say it happened that way, and she will say no, both of them are wrong because it happened this way. What's true?
Yeah. Even the Bible, right? The book according to John, the book according to Matthew, it's according to the person.
Yeah. So someone else heard it and wrote it down. It's like a secondhand story, if you will.
Sure, it's
I heard someone tell me this, so I decided to write it down.
Mm-hmm.
But I still, maybe I misremember things. Maybe I heard certain things that I thought were said, but is not what was actually said. Yeah, it's true. So
yes, that's why I listen to all these podcasters. Oh, you know what the new media, what the new form of fake news is?
Mm-hmm.
Podcasters.
Yeah.
We just spread shit.
It's true. That's true. And because I can't believe we're two podcasters here shitting on podcasts.
No,
while
okay,
recording a podcast.
But that's why I haven't been
No,
recording.
because I get it. It's such a open source of media and still so relatively new, and anyone can start a podcast. Doesn't mean that anyone should, because there are podcasts out there that I'm like, really? This is what you're gonna talk about? Okay, you do you.
But they also have a purpose for a certain person's stage and their awakening, or so to speak, because people are still stuck in the flat earth. People are still Christians. People are still, and I don't know much about pagans, so I'm not even going to touch
paganism.
that topic.
It's on the rise again.
Hmm.
No, it actually is. The old gods really have returned, and the people who going back to the roots of their ancestors are increasing, well, yearly.
So I do like how there's an energy between things.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny because when I was going through, I think I sent this to the group. I need to learn love. So I want to talk to the God of love. It's
Yeah.
like something that I have to understand.
I mean, there are several. Pick one.
No, but I don't know if I call them gods or energy. Is there a difference?
That's a good one. I mean, I would say that the god form is created by man so that we may better
Hmm,
understand it.
sure.
The gods have created us in their own image. Maybe the other way around as well. We kind of have created this image of the gods as superhumans, if you will. Like they are
Mm,
kind of like us. They still have our like some of our flaws, but they're just like a like higher evolved version of us, a higher consciousness, a higher form of energy. And I am myself, I'm leaning more towards the Jungian school of thinking, like that they are archetypes, who represent a certain type of being, who represent a certain type of energy, a certain type of living, yeah, the dragon slayer, the lover, the wise old man, if you will. Like those are archetypes, those are roles, and there are certain gods that we have ascribed those archetypes to, or the other way around. Perhaps I'm still kind of
hmm
figuring that out, but because there are so many different
Right.
kind of gods, but all of them seem to have things in common, so it makes more sense if they are like the same energy, the same archetype, but maybe manifested differently.
Yes, I think I like that roles because so I think it's just humans. I don't believe in aliens. When I started reading the Bible, I believe there was Nephilim,
Mm.
all these things. And I'm like, no, even dinosaurs. I'm like, wait, if there's no dinosaurs or there's no evolution, it's always been us. We do take different roles. For example, when we create a group, we want to get different types of people that have different abilities.
Yeah,
So they're already in us, those roles or those abilities or those powers, whatever you want to call them. So it's not that far fetched. I think we go to this fantasy world where have you seen the movie Big Fish?
oh, long
We talked about this in when I cameo when I was little. Anyways, this movie with this
long
dad with
long long ago, but
yes.
I remember it being a
So the guy
movie.
is very dramatic. He blows things out of proportion, like Milton. It's funny. Okay, what made me think that I go to the gym. There's this little guy. I'm 6'2". This little guy, he's like a full grown man, but he's little.
Yeah.
He was like indigenous. But wait, like to him, I'm a giant. To me, he's like a dwarf. So we're already here.
Like you're already mythological beings
Yes,
to each other.
yes, we all are. Yes, exactly.
Hmm.
And it always takes two. You can't know anything unless there's two of you. That's why I said it's between me and God, or anybody and God.
Okay.
That's why I even said in astrology, like that's why I love astrology because I could think somebody's an asshole, but then somebody else, no, he's very strong-minded or whatever.
Hmm.
So it's got to be a duality almost, but physically, mentally, I don't know.
I think mentally, like, really can vary.
Hmm.
Like the mental spectrum. Like I am like on a day-to-day basis, I am not the same mentally.
No,
Nobody,
I think that's our fantasy.
nobody is. Like that's nature versus nurture. It's your surrounding. It's where you live. It's how you live. It's like so much. And yeah, there are certain factors that you can control. There are certain things that you can do, but still a lot of it has to do with your immediate surrounding. That's why when I moved here back in April, almost a year ago actually. Can't believe it's a fucking full year since I moved back here. This is where I live now. It's a smaller town. I grew up in the city for the last like 10 years. Like since I moved out at 20, I always lived in the city. At 22, 23, I moved back to my hometown, town where I was born. Big city, like very, busy and crowded and all of that. And notice now, like in just a year, that this, smaller town, it is doing so much for my mental health that, it's more quiet, it's more peaceful, there is just less here. And then when I, go back to the city, because like my hometown, I still work there for the time being. Every damn time I'm like, get me the fuck out of here. Like, I love my city, but holy shit, this is pressing.
Mental health.
Yeah.
Another trigger for me, because there's an agenda behind that, right?
There always is with everything, really.
Yeah, but we can't fall for it. Like mental health. What? There's no option. As a man, you just gotta keep living and work.
But yeah, I mean, that is, the archetype of the man. Going back
Mhm.
to the archetypes thing, you're the provider, you're the fighter, you're the head of the household. You're the one who takes care of your wife so that she can take care of, of the children, of the home, or, your partner in your case. That's the archetype of the man. We're not supposed to like show any emotions. We're supposed to work, fight, and, take care of everyone. Work, fight, provide. That's what we are supposed to do. Emotions have no place in that, because that takes away from the focus on, all the things.
I
Which
see it
is,
as a goal because you have to work hard to be able to be emotional.
yeah, it is easier to close yourself off emotionally than to open up.
Yeah, yes, but to me that's a reward. Being able to be comfortable enough to be emotional. So I gotta take care of my shit first for me to be satisfied, and therefore I could express my emotions.
But that feeling of satisfaction, like that's another goalpost that you can keep pushing and pushing and pushing. It's like, okay, I reached this, cool, but it'd be even better, and I'd feel even greater if I were to reach this. And then you're there because you work your butt off, as men usually do. But then you're there and you're like, this is nice. But I can go further. I can do more. So I'll be like fully 100% satisfied if I reach that. So that's
So there's
again,
always something new.
especially for men, it's an ever moving goalpost. Like, you're never satisfied. It can always be bigger. You can always be more. Always be grander. Always be better. It's kind of like that's how bodybuilders blow up. I can always be
Yes.
bigger. I can always be more symmetrical. I can always have like more roundings, fuller, more striation, more this, more that, more.
Why can't? Have you been to the U.S.?
Once, yeah.
When are you coming back?
Good question. It's expensive. It's expensive as hell. But I do want to come back soon. I wanna be with my wife very
Colorado?
very much. Well, I mean, for sure Colorado, but there are other places that I would like to go as well. Other people that I would like to visit.
Mm-hmm.
So kind of like up and down the East Coast. I know a couple that I'd like to visit. A couple on the West Coast, of course, and probably just like chill somewhere in the middle.
Yeah, yeah. That's why I was in Mission. No, the nonprofit, and hopefully
Yeah.
that was the whole thing to do a retreat where people could meet.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that'd be cool. I mean, with the tribe, I have a similar thing with the Grove of Odin. Of course, I don't really talk about it as much because I'm not as involved as I would like to be. Um, I should involve myself more again.
Did you create that?
It was my idea, yes, but it was someone else, former moderator of mine, and someone who I am kind of reconnecting with again, who really got the ball rolling and filled in the paperwork and all of that. And I'm still thinking of like kind of doing the same thing here in the in the Netherlands to like at least have it registered and then like go from there. But yeah, I mean that's that. I want to do so much, but there are only so much hours in the day, and I have a lot to work on, a lot to think about. Kids, evil acts, my wife, of course, family here that I want to look out for and take care of
Yeah,
when they
I always said if somebody talks bad about a partner, you're not saying what you did wrong.
Mm.
So it's best to just say it didn't work out.
Oh no, it
No,
didn't. It didn't. Boy, I'm not gonna go into that. It's a different kind of
yeah,
podcast. You know, I
yeah.
don't feel like trauma bonding right now. But no, that's yeah. So
It's the
like,
best bonding.
boy, you know, I think it's so funny that like in your group the other day, like you said, like I'm not as well spoken as the rest of you, but dude, you vastly underestimate yourself. Like you.
Well, that's the Aquarius, right? I don't see myself as being this. I don't see myself how other people see me.
So kind of like a permanent imposter syndrome.
Yeah. I mean, it came to always hiding myself, who I am. I want to be judged, and which I'm to this day I'm being judged.
You'll always be judged.
No, yes,
Not always openly, but like even as even
yeah,
so much as you're walking down the street, people who
yeah,
do not know you, like complete strangers who just lay
yeah,
eyes upon you. They don't even know you, they'll never see you again, but just the way that you look, the way that you act, the way that you hold yourself, they'll judge you for it, like just based on that split second.
sure. And I have my own. I don't want to say judgments, my own analysis of anybody also. But I think deep down, I do feel like God is disappointed with how people act sometimes. I don't feel like even it's me. It's like, man, it's like
Hey,
I'm the eyes of God, It's like, oh man, why are people like this? It
well,
makes no sense.
it's time for another cataclysm, I'd say. Like I would be too if I were God, and I'm just like looking down on mankind. I'm like, what the fuck are you? No, stop it! This is not. No, that's not what I created that for. What the fuck are you doing? And I'm just like, okay, guess it's time for another flood. There you go.
See that
Need to start over again. I fucked up again. Apparently,
another flood.
Jesus.
Fuck. Yes. um,
Flood, a
wait,
volcano, everything. Like, new game.
yes, yes. Start from the beginning. It's always, yeah, okay.
Like,
Maybe that's why I like
back
the beginning.
back to square one. Like, make everyone rethink everything they ever did. It's like, was it really worth it? I mean, look at where we are now.
And that's what led me to the procreation thing. I don't like imagine there were no humans. And it's funny because I sent this in the group chat. Like I was playing a video game, and they go to this new world, and then like, look, it's so peaceful, greenery, plants, animals.
That's
Why is that?
yeah.
Oh, there's no humans. So that's why I said maybe we're not. Once our soul, whatever leaves the body, they're happy wherever they are.
No, but
And then like,
I mean,
but
that's I get it. I mean, we saw that like during the COVID years when, like no cars out on the streets, everyone was working from home and whatever. Nature started to fucking flourish again
hmm,
because we didn't, fucking wreck it as much as we did. And now everything is back to normal, whatever normal
right.
may be. Maybe it's the new normal, who knows? And, like we're slowly but surely going back to square fucking one. And it's like, guys, we're supposed to learn from events like this, and that's why a whole lot of people are still working from home. Because they're like, well, I mean, I did it for like 2-3 years straight. Why would I go back to the office? Like, clearly it's not necessary.
Yeah, but they're still working and they're not enjoying nature.
Yeah, no, but see, that's the thing. When you're working from home in your own space, like you can truly do whatever you want. Like it saves you hours on the commute, like, for example, the job that I have now, delivering groceries, I'll be, doing security again by the end of this month, so by the end of March. But, it's like an hour and a half commute, like to and back. So if I could, like, just do this, like podcasting, writing, whatever, have a creative job that I can do from this very desk, that already would save me 3 hours in a day for just the commute. And those 3 hours, I mean, I could sleep in for another 3 hours. I could go to the gym for those 3 hours. I could take a walk. I could take a stroll just through town and like still have an hour and a half, 2 hours left. So it would save me money on the commute because I'm still paying for it. Taking public transport. It's pretty good here in the Netherlands. Not fantastic, but
I'm into trans.
Different kind.
Public
bro.
trans.
Yeah.
Public transportation. I take the bus myself. Public transportation. Like, I take the bus myself. I take public transportation. So I
Yeah.
enjoy it.
And
I enjoy trans.
okay. God damn it.
Yes,
Okay.
go.
Yeah, you did. No, but like, it saves me on money. It saves me on time. It is money every week, every day that I am able to save. It is time every day that I am able to save. So, like, if there are so many people who, like, can work from home, like just do Zoom meetings and file in papers and reports and fucking whatever, just shit that you can do from your computer. Why would you go back to the office? Why would you sit in traffic for 2 fucking hours, to and back, pay for gas, pay for this, pay for that,
Oh no, that's why I don't drive. Well, we have a car, but I don't drive it because I'm like, why am I paying like $400 a month for this car, spending gas,
Yeah.
insurance, which when I discovered how the world runs, like, this is a big ass scam.
It
I'm
is.
paying monthly for a car that if I do get to an accident, if I choose to go through the insurance route, it's gonna go up in premium. So might as well pay out of pocket, which is like defeats the purpose of paying for insurance.
Yeah.
So even then, I'm like, I was even thinking of creating my insurance company and look, it's not going to cover much, but because you have to have insurance, pay like $25 a month, but it doesn't cover you. You're on your own. Like, be transparent with people. That's when I was like, this is how you connect with people, through good deeds, I think.
But that's the best that you can do. Like, your mindset's really the right mindset. Like, the whole fucking system is corrupt. Okay. I'll do it myself.
Yes.
And that's what so many other people are doing. What so many other people are thinking. Like, they have a 9-to-5 mind-numbing, soul-killing job, and, they have, like, a side gig like this, for example, YouTube content creation, whatever it is. I've seen many video creators. The most recent one that I can think of is Jess of the Shire. She does, like, a lot of Lord of the Rings themed stuff. Like, her whole channel is based on Lord of the Rings and Silmarillion and J.R.R. Tolkien. And she had a job, like, aside from, like, her channel. And then she, I don't know, like, she got sick, or like she took like a couple weeks of work or something, and decided to, like, focus it full time on her channel. And she blew up, like, she's now at, oh god, I think like 150,000, I don't know, some subscribers. She's getting regular sponsorship deals and whatever. So I do think, I'm not sure, but looking at the amount of content that she is putting out now, I think she made it into her full-time job, which is still a lot of work. Like,
Yes.
I have often said, more recently so, that podcasting is my unpaid full-time job. Like, I may not always be recording, but I am so often doing something, looking
Sure.
for guests,
Looking for guests.
doing promo swaps, editing, uploading, promoting, looking for sponsors. It's a whole lot of fucking work, and I am not getting paid for it in the slightest.
Why did you start podcasting from the beginning? Like, what was the purpose?
I've always needed a creative outlet, something that, especially something that I have control over, because I don't do well working for others. Strong-minded, strong-willed. So, like, whenever I see things that I'm like, this could be better, I'll tell them. It's also the Dutch directness, which doesn't work in my favor. Not always. It's like, hey, have you considered doing it that way? No, fuck you. And it all started. It's funny, as with so many things, it started during the COVID years. Like, I lost my job. I was a freelance cook. All restaurants closed, so I was out of a job, out of a salary, because freelance, no work, no pay, and I started doing deliveries. Because, everything started to be delivery based. And at a certain point, I listened to the same playlist, music playlist every day. And at a certain point, I'm like, okay, you know what? I've heard my whole playlist 10 times today already. I need something else. And radio, it really was my thing. I knew of podcasts. So, I kind of started listening to some podcasts, found out that there were podcasts to do with, heathenry and the occult. It really started for me with My Third Eye and the Occult Rejects, and it's funny, now I can kind of count myself among those same circles, which is still weird to me. And I had my first guest spot on My Third Eye about Tartaria, the whole Tartaria thing. That's always been one of my favorite rabbit holes. I had my laptop that you see in the background, no headphones, no mic, so just laptop mic, horrendous, of course. Laptop cam, horrendous, of course. Humble beginnings, and I liked that. I like doing that. So I came on for a second time, and I was like, yo, this shit is fun. I'm gonna do this myself. Because why not? I have full control over it. It's a creative endeavor. I can talk about shit that I like. So I'm just gonna do it. And I've been doing it now for, I want to say, coming up on 3 years. And I am fucking dedicated. Sometimes too dedicated, doing 6 shows in a weekend.
No, it shows. I see that right away. You're a hard worker. You could tell.
Yeah, because I actually enjoy.
Yeah.
Enjoy this.
Good.
I actually enjoy this, so I'm gonna keep grinding until I get paid, and then I'm just gonna keep grinding till it pays enough, and then I'll branch out, do other things.
It's funny, while you were talking, because I learned to trust my mind, what thoughts come to my mind. I think that's how religion started, right? We're one, but then let me do it my way. Even me, that's how I created my podcast. I'm like, if these people are repeating the same thing, I'm having different thoughts. Let me do my own. And now there's so many podcasters, so many podcasts.
Yeah.
With that, maybe think of religion. There's different branches.
Yeah, okay.
So I think we have to refocus. There you go. That's what evolution is. The real evolution, your evolution, your thought, right? Your thought process. Because in the beginning, maybe you just want to do your own, because that's how I started my own. I wanted to, it was like a journal for me, for my growth.
Yeah.
Just talking. That's why I only have 34, 35 episodes. I'm taking a pause, right? Because, and actually you're the second one I've done since probably a month. But anyways, I think that's, what was it going? I think maybe that's where so many religions, so many branches. Even now, me doing a nonprofit, I'm like, wait, there's so many already. Why can't I just join them? But because, is it a trust thing, or, well, maybe because you want to create your own group that you trust.
and
I don't know.
be in control of it. Because I think that is, especially in these more modern times, let's say I want to say like the last 15, 20 years or so, like we've really seen that, the people who are in power or, with perceived power, at least, can't trust them. Or, like they say they're doing one thing because, like bad people there. But then it's like, oh, no, they were actually doing it for a whole other reason, and they needed a scapegoat, so they made a scapegoat. So I'm just gonna do it myself. I mean, that's also why I started the tribe of the Greyhorn Pagans. I've been in so many like pagan groups, pagan focus groups, heathen, Viking, whatever, and always been well received. But it always went down the drain for some reason, especially when ego came into play. When it stopped being about the group and started being about one person or, like a couple of people in particular. Every time the downfall. And I was sick and tired of like, okay, I'll find a new group, I guess. Hope that they don't fucking falter. I got so tired of it together with, with my wife, because wherever I go, she goes as well.
Yes, I know. Okay, oh, she's gonna get me.
She is. I mean, shit. She may be 4'11", but goddamn, she's a spitfire. Well, I got so fucking tired of that I was just like with the podcast, I was like, you know what? I'll fucking do it myself. So I started the tribe of the Greyhorn Pagans. We've had our ups and downs. It hasn't always been easy. We've had many forms, if you will. But it's always been about the same thing. It's always been about coming together, connecting with each other, learning from each other, having, as many different archetypes, characters, people from different spiritual paths and beliefs in one place so that we may learn. That's what the tribe was about. I wanted to create a open space for everyone to just come together and like just have two basic rules. Like there are no taboos aside from the, like actual horrendous stuff, like the P. Diddy kind of stuff, the things that those upper echelon people do.
Fake.
But the sexual abhorrent stuff, that's a no fucking go. Other than
Again,
that,
you don't know that's happening. You don't know.
Not openly in the tribe. Let's just put it that whatever you do in your private life.
Oh, I see. Got it.
I don't want to know.
It doesn't exist.
Like
don't tell me.
Do you? That's fine. Just don't bring it into the tribe. That's all I'm asking. And just be respectful to each other. So respect, no sexual deviant shit. That's all I ask. Doesn't matter where you're coming from, if you're I don't know, National Socialist, a pagan, a Christian, a somewhere in between, a nothing at all. I don't fucking care. You're most welcome to join. Have an open discussion. Just have a chat. I don't really care. Just have a good time.
Yeah. Yeah, don't get offended, don't take it personal. But don't be an asshole.
Exactly. And, if there are, if you have a personal beef with someone, then, do it in person.
Hash it out between you two.
Yeah. Exactly. It shouldn't be that hard.
That's what she said.
Dude. No, she likes it hard, actually. Christ.
Okay.
Here we go again.
When was the last time you guys saw each other?
During the COVID years, I managed to get myself across the border. Being a pureblood, still, I never had any inoculations, still managed to get myself across the border.
Wait, what does that mean?
I had to have a certain shot, a certain prick, to be able to travel.
Oh, I see.
I managed to do it without.
Oh, right. You just got a doctor to sign the form or something, maybe.
Just bought a card.
Well, whatever. Good for you.
Bought a card off Telegram.
Oh, yeah. The Mexican way. I thought it was just Mexicans that did that.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, no, and yeah, so that was a while ago, but it's just so expensive. I mean, luckily, like I have my driver's license now, so that saves a whole lot of problems. Just having to Uber everywhere. By God, it's so annoying.
You mean in the States?
Yeah, I mean, like I'm Dutch. I'm used to like just cycling everywhere or walking everywhere.
Sure. It's not the same here.
Nothing is walking distance. Like
Unless
I
you're in
was,
the city, which you hate the city.
yeah, yeah. You know, like I was staying at an Airbnb and I was like, you know what? I need to do some groceries for myself. I'm just gonna walk like to Walmart, see what that's about. It was a
So it's gonna be a fight.
45-minute walk to and
Yeah.
back. And I was like, holy fucking shit, man. I mean, I can do it. Like I'm fit enough, but you know, I was also like in
Still.
Colorado, so you know, the air is very very different there. Like it's
Hmm.
a lot
I've heard.
higher up. Like the Netherlands were, you know, below sea level. It's thanks to a couple of good dikes and some pretty good engineers that we haven't sunk yet.
Oh, sorry, dikes. Yes.
Yeah, like I mean, you can stick your finger in those too.
Yeah. Or two.
But then to like be, you know, be higher up, be in a mountainous area, and she was working at a like gym spa thing, like whole wellness thing,
Hmm.
back then. So I had, you know, access to gym equipment. I've always been like, especially since my early 20s, I've been, you know, a bit of a gym rat. So I was like, hell yeah, you know, fucking bench, put loads of plates on, and I'm like, oh, fuck, why is this so much heavier all of a sudden? It's because there's less oxygen in the air. And I was like, oh, fuck. Went on the assault bike, you know, and said, good warm out. Just like, go, 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 go. I was blown the fuck up afterwards. And I'm like, whoa,
Mm.
this is doing a number on me. My lungs
Wow.
were burning and I was like, holy shit, I have never felt this before. But it was
Yeah.
so
How long were
weird.
you there for?
A good month.
Okay.
Yeah. Stayed a lot longer than I was supposed to. I was fucking broke afterwards. But I didn't want to leave. But, you know, still have responsibilities here, got two kids. So, you know, and they do like it when daddy's home, you know. So yeah, that was it was a good time. But I wish I could have stayed longer. But she is making her way over here to Europe. Um,
Oh, nice.
you know, filling in all the necessary papers, doing all the necessary things because she really wants to leave the US, and I do not blame her.
It's what you make of it.
Yeah, yeah, I guess.
Everywhere you go.
Sure. But like in her position, in her situation, it's better to be here. It's better to be here in Europe, better to be here in the Netherlands. It's not just, you know, because her husband, me, actually lives here and, you know, entire family in law and everyone who loves her, but also like from a medical standpoint, like care and just you know, job wise and health wise and everything. And you know, her son, he is on the autism spectrum. He's a good kid. He's a bright kid for sure, but you know, he would just be so much better off here than in the States. And like that's just from a healthcare perspective. Because with the whole like insurance and health insurance stuff, like my wife can only work like a max of 20 hours a week because otherwise, you know, they're taking her healthcare away and she needs, you know, a little extra because of her son. And she's still like she's working, she is on like what is it? Medicaid and food stamps and still struggling. So, you know, like welcome to America, everyone. So yeah, for her there are a lot of valid reasons to move out, and she and her mother as well would be much better off here, or at the very least here in Europe.
One thing about autism, correlate that with planets. because
Of
they're like
course you
they're from
do.
a different planet, right? Like you have to go to their world to understand them.
Yeah, I mean, that is how it's often described. Like they live in their own world.
World, and I think people should understand it that way. Like, oh, this is what an alien is, you know?
I mean, people should do a lot of things.
Okay, that's okay. That was my purpose of the podcast too. Like, I want people to, I've said it before, to be the word. Don't be an example for what you're saying. Don't just say them.
Yeah.
I don't, especially religious people. If you
Practice.
have to tell people that you want to, yeah, practice what you preach.
Yeah.
If you want people to follow you or follow the word of Christ or whatever, be it. Be the word.
Exactly.
You're saying it doesn't make it so. Don't. You have to attract people to ask you, what are you doing? That why are you so happy? Why are you so calm? When that happens, you are God. You know, you
Hmm.
are the example. You are the Jesus, whatever you want to call yourself. Don't tell me, and don't tell me, judge me. Don't tell me what I should be doing.
Right. I mean, as someone who follows the pagan path, follows the old gods, I've heard so many times, like, oh, your gods are demons. Your gods are false gods. You know, like, convert now and, embrace Jesus or you'll burn in hell. And it's like, yeah, that'll do it. Basically tell me the age-old convert or die. Fine. Guess I'll die.
Like the rest of the world.
Yeah, I mean, just, telling me what will happen if I don't convert, it's not going to do it for me. Like you're not going to, I'm sorry, I'm not one of those pagans that you can scare into conversion. Show me the benefits. You'll receive this and that, and, your life will just be so much grander. Okay. Show me. No. Believe me, bro. Trust me, bro. Trust God. Why? Show me why. Don't tell me why. Show me why.
That's what I'm saying. It's between you and God. If somebody needs to tell you, they're not with God.
No, exactly. If you have to explain it
Yes, it's
to
like a
someone, yeah. I mean, if you have to explain why it's so good, then,
people are not seeing it.
No. Exactly.
Froze. You still okay?
Froze for a moment, but we're good. We're good. Yeah. No, I need to get a new computer. It's expensive. Anyway, it's good that you're actually thinking that way. You should talk to one of my moderators. God damn it, now I forget her name. That's so bad. Yeah, I'm so bad.
You're the worst.
No, why can't I think of her freaking name? She is Soraya.
Oh, okay.
Soraya. She's amazing. She is like another one of those. They seem to be very limited in number, but a Christian that doesn't judge, and like she lets people be whoever they want to be. She follows the true
I know
teachings.
one like that.
Yeah.
Yes.
They're so like they're very few and far between, unfortunately. And the great thing is that she's moderator of a freaking pagan tribe, of a pagan group, and she's a Christian herself. But that's because
That's cool.
she sees the value for us. It's not a path for her. And yes, of course, she would much prefer if we were Christian, but she won't condemn us for being pagan. She doesn't think less of us because we're not Christian. It's like, yeah, I mean, I prefer it, but you're good people, so sure. And I
Yes.
know, I mean, Todd Dion Blackwell, he's the same. Like, yeah, he'd prefer it if I were Christian, but he sees I'm a good guy, so he'll come on and talk about things and all of that. He'll converse with me and not try to convert me. And I've had like another one on the podcast who was more hardcore, like Pamela Walk. She has a very interesting story. But she was so confused. Because I said to her, like, I see the value in the teachings. I acknowledge the teachings. I acknowledge that in the Bible there is truth to be found, at the very least. You know, I'm very open to that. I've learned a lot over the years. And she was kind of, like, I could see her thinking, then why aren't you Christian? I was like, well, because that's not the path for me. That's not what I resonate with. I resonate with the old gods of Europe. You know, those are the gods of my ancestors. That's the culture of my ancestors.
And maybe she should make the effort to get to know your teaching.
I mean, she did ask about it. You know, she tried to, I mean, not sure if she tried to understand it, but at the very least, you know, she asked about it. Like, she was like, okay, but then, like, what do you believe? What are your gods? What is your Bible? Well, we don't have a Bible. What do you mean? Well, we don't have any religious texts. Then who tells you what you should and shouldn't do?
I wrote it like, wait,
Common
since when are
sense?
Christians allowed to think? Because they just go based on this text. So I'm like, wow, that's weird.
Yeah.
So that's when I was reading the Bible, I compared it to the government.
Yeah. You know, telling you what you can't and what you can and can't do, what you can and can't think, how you're supposed to think, how you're supposed to act.
And how God brought plagues and all these things. But wait, this is COVID again. It's been happening since the Bible and so on.
Yeah. I mean, time is cyclical. It's not a straight line. It's cyclical, you know?
Do you know Josh Monday?
No.
He's a Christian. He's a Christian podcast and conspiracy podcast. He lives not too far from me. I think he's going to come next week. But yeah, he's a true Christian, and I love him. He doesn't, of course, he prefers if I were a Christian, but, you know, my lifestyle, whatever I am, doesn't allow me. But we're friends. And I'm like, yeah, this is a Christian. He loves people.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that's
he
is practicing, he is being the word. He has a nice energy about him. Everybody loves him. He has a nice smile. He's at peace.
Yeah. And, you know, that makes it a lot easier to, like, first of all, talk to people if they're just nice. And, you know, I'd say especially for the seekers and those who are, you know, maybe still a bit lost, it makes it a lot easier for them to be like, hey, you know, like, as you said, like, hey, he's a nice guy. He has a good energy around him. He's, you know, he's vibing in all the right ways. How? What's his story? What's his deal?
Exactly.
Oh, you know, Christianity and love and this and that. It's like, well, that sounds good. I'd like to be that too. You know, if I can then, like, grow to be like you. Yeah, exactly. You know, like, be the example. Don't just tell people like, oh, you should do this. Okay, cool. I should do a lot of things, and I shouldn't do a lot of things that I still do. So fucking what?
Yes. Yeah.
Only God can judge me, but I will too. Oh, so that makes you God. Oh, no, I'm not God. But I thought only God could judge me. Well, yeah, but, you know. There we go.
And you know how they say we're our worst critic? We're judging ourselves, therefore we are God.
Oh, okay, nice.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of, you know, like the whole, going back to the whole, like, DIY thing, like, I'll do it myself because of, like, different experiences. I mean, that encapsulates, like, pretty much everything. Like, that's what a lot of people say, like, we are source, we are God experiencing itself. You know, it's kind of like a diamond, and we're all the different facets of source, of God, you know? He is not just, like, yeah, it's for us, at least, it's the human experience. We're both human, I presume, more or less.
Yes.
But, you know, like, you live a whole different life than I do, so your experiences are a lot different than mine. You know, we think about the same things a lot. We have opinions that maybe are the same or overlap, or thoughts that we both think. We're still two very, very different people. So we have different experiences, learn different things from that. And, you know, for example, by the medium of podcasting, we can share those experiences, learn from each other, so that we, you know, may understand what you're going through. You understand kind of what I'm doing, what I'm going through, which is
Yes,
it's a
but
beautiful connection.
and the process could be different, but the result is the same. It's the same result.
Mm-hmm.
But we can have different thought to led us to that conclusion. So
Yeah,
therefore, I don't think it's if even like a homeless person could teach me something.
yeah, for
I'm
sure.
not gonna. And again, that's God putting these things on me. Like, oh, I was meant to see this. Okay, thank you. So be more aware of your surroundings, more aware of the signs. Stein,
Yes, you gotta
I'm
go.
working. I have to go.
Oh man,
I
boss,
know.
gotta clock in, do your job, go home.
It's my Friday though, so. Oh, I'm gonna
That's
go shoot some guns after work.
that's typical American, of course. Guns.
I don't know, and I never done it, so
Really?
yeah.
Well, have fun after work and good luck with, getting through the day. Just keep in mind guns after work, release after work, maybe shoot your gun after work.
I did it before.
I mean, you're a virile man. You can you're not that
Yeah,
old. Yeah, you can still do it twice a day.
yeah, even 3 times.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, and on that note,
Okay. Thank you for having.
yeah, no problem, man. Hey, real quick, where can the people find
Oh yeah,
find your stuff?
I'm in Spotify. Life is a Dream, Death is an Awakening podcast. You can even attach my email if you want to reach me. Nobody has actually, which is I don't. It's fine, but yeah, that's where you can find me on Spotify.
Awesome. Well, thank you
Thank you,
for
Stein.
coming on,
Finally,
Mr. How
of
did
course.
you register yourself? Miltonius Aurelius?
I was given that name, so I'm like, okay, I'll use it.
Oh, that's your actual name.
No. I'm saying someone else
I'd say. I mean,
nicknamed me. No.
that's pretty fucking epic if that were to be
I
your
know.
actual name. That's really cool.
Oh, but my last name Ocampo, it was just Ocampo without the apostrophe. My English teacher put the apostrophe, so she made me Irish. So it's cool.
You're honorary Irish.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, yeah, thank you very much for coming on, man. I'll make sure
Thank you.
to put all your links in the description box down
Appreciate it.
below. Of course, I'll make sure that on both the audio and video platforms they are there. So yeah, thanks everyone for watching. Thanks everyone for listening. This has been pretty free flowing. Like kind of we went off the deep ends pretty quick actually. As we do. No shallow, go deep, or just don't do it. That's what she said. And these
Stop
kinds.
recording.
That's actually not what she said.
Uh, it's gonna get you too, not just me.
She already did today. She already broke me, but that's fine. I still love her. Oh.
Mm.
Yeah. If you liked what you saw, if you liked what you heard, remember to like, share, subscribe. And if you are already subscribed, make sure that you hit the notification bell as well, because I've heard from people that they aren't always notified whenever a new episode releases or when I go live with Zaralath or with someone else, other interesting folk. So if you're listening to this on Spotify or any of the audio platforms, do leave us a 5-star rating. Like, it really, really helps in the algorithm. And, nowadays everything is fucking based on algorithms. So, yeah. And, of course, before I go, a couple of more plugs. Go to our websites, www.greyhornpagans.com, where you can find everything from the merch to our Patreon to Substack to every other group and tribe and all that we aligned ourselves, that we have connected ourselves with. And a big, big thank you to the sponsors of the channel, Shop, Reclaim, Repurpose, and their amazing Nefatafel set, or Viking Chess, a amazing action-packed 2-player strategy game chess as our ancestors used to play. It's all handcrafted, handmade, hand created. It is a one-man shop, and he makes really awesome stuff. So go to shopreclaimrepurpose.com. Use code SteinFoxTuffle, TAFL, at checkout for 10% off your own set. And a big thank you to Dubby Energy. Dubby is a clean energy drink that is made to give you focus with no crash, jitters, or angst like any other energy drinks. God knows I've been addicted to those, but Dubby is just way better. They also have no maltodextrin fillers, don't use any artificial dyes, but do contain vitamins, amino acids, a nootropic, and a healthy dose of 150 milligrams of caffeine. If you go to Dubby and use code SteinFox10, you can get 10% off your entire order. So, yeah, that is all for now. Thank you again for watching. Thank you again for listening, Milton. Thank you for coming on. Enjoy work. Enjoy the guns. Enjoy your gun.
My squirt.
And we'll keep in touch, and we'll have to
Yes.
we'll have to do this again soon. So, be well, everyone. Until next time. See ya. This was yet another amazing episode of the Greyhorn Pagans Podcast. We thank you all for watching. We thank you all for listening. Remember to like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you will be notified whenever we upload something new. Support us on Patreon for early access and for everything else that we do with the tribe, for everything else that we do with the podcast. Find us on